In the early 2000s, hip-hop had a clear sound and a clear image. Hard beats, street stories, survival music. And standing at the center of that era was 50 Cent, an artist who represented raw reality, toughness, and the voice of the streets. 50 Cent didn't just make hits. He dominated culture. From music to fashion to film, his presence shaped what mainstream rap looked like. At the same time, in a very different corner of hip-hop, Kanye West was quietly changing the rules. Kanye wasn't coming from the same angle. He wasn't pushing street dominance. He was pushing emotion, vulnerability, and soul. He talked about insecurity, faith, love, and self-belief at a time when those topics weren't considered cool in rap. Two visions. Two audiences. Two definitions of success. In 2007, these two worlds collided, not through violence or insults, but through competition. Both Kanye West and 50 Cent announced album releases on the same day. Graduation versus Curtis. What looked like a simple release date suddenly became a cultural moment. It wasn't personal beef. It was a test of where hip-hop was headed. As the release day approached, the conversation around the albums grew louder. Fans debated. Media speculated. Was hip-hop ready for change, or would it stay rooted in its original foundation? 50 Cent confidently stood on legacy. He had numbers, credibility, and the streets behind him. Kanye West stood on vision. He believed people were ready for something different, something expressive, emotional, and forward-thinking. When the albums dropped, history was written. Kanye West's Graduation outsold Curtis in the first week. It wasn't just about sales. It symbolized a shift. Hip-hop listeners showed they were open to new ideas, brighter sounds, introspective lyrics, and artists who didn't fit traditional molds. 50 Cent accepted the moment with maturity. There was no disrespect, just acknowledgement that the culture was evolving. That day became more than competition, it became a turning point. Years later, the story of Kanye West and 50 Cent isn't told as a feud. It's told as evolution. Both artists remained legends in their own lanes. 50 Cent expanded into business, television, and entrepreneurship. Kanye West pushed creative boundaries, influencing fashion, production, and global sound. Their moment wasn't about tearing each other down. It was about showing that hip-hop is big enough for multiple voices. That rivalry proved one thing clearly. Culture moves forward when artists are brave enough to be different. And sometimes, competition doesn't destroy. It defines history. Long after the headlines faded and the numbers stopped being debated, the moment between Kanye West and 50 Cent continued to echo through hip-hop culture. Artists who came after them watched closely. They saw that success no longer had just one shape. You didn't have to sound the same, dress the same, or come from the same background to be accepted. Kanye's victory opened doors for artists who led with emotion, creativity, and individuality. It made space for vulnerability in rap, space for self-expression without apology. At the same time, 50 Cent's journey showed that hip-hop could extend beyond music. He proved that artists could evolve into entrepreneurs, storytellers, and global brands. Together, not as enemies, but as cultural forces, they expanded the definition of what it meant to win in hip-hop. This wasn't about who lost. It was about how the culture grew. Hip-hop didn't choose one side. It chose progress. And that moment remains a reminder. When artists challenge expectations, they don't just change charts. They change history.